So today I'm going to be starting a new video series, and the goal of this series is going to show people that for very little time investment you can get involved with a hobby and you can be okay at it. Now the first episode is going to be something that I actually have a little bit more time invested in than I plan on doing for the rest of the videos. It's fishing. I figure right now with how expensive things are getting that fishing, hunting, stuff like that could be something that could be useful to learn and, you know, help you save money by being able to capture food essentially. Now fishing itself I've done before quite a bit when I was younger, but I didn't really know what I was doing. I just kind of took a lure and I'd throw it in the water, reeled in. Sometimes something would bite it, and whatever was going to bite it would be a surprise. I wasn't really fishing for anything specific. I didn't know anything about fish behavior, anything like that. So this time I'm actually going to be fishing specifically for crappie, which are a panfish. They're very good to eat, and that is eventually my goal, is to I'm going to create another video about filleting and stuff like that and actually cooking the fish and such. If you guys have any hobbies that you would like to see me attempt to do, go ahead and leave those in the comments. I would love to attempt whatever you guys think I should. I have a few things in mind already, but if there's something fun that you think you'd want to watch me try to do, go ahead and just leave a comment. I'd appreciate that. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get started and talk about some of the stuff I know so far about crappie that I've learned. So right now it is July. The fish go deeper when it's hot. If you're going to a lake or whatever, it's very hard to get to the deep spots without a boat. I don't have a boat. So I'm going to be stuck on the shore, and I'm going to be limited to whatever information I can find online. Now luckily online you can find information about kind of how you can look like a topographical map of an area and you can see the mountains and stuff. Navionics I think is what it's called for boats, to where you can see the structure of everything underneath the water. So I've looked that up for the lake that I'm going to, and hopefully it'll help me try to find some fish, but who knows. And it's also after the crappie have spawned. So they come, you know, about early mid-April, around May, something like that. They come into the shallow areas and they spawn, which is part of their process to reproduce. And they leave and go back to the cold water, deeper areas. They hang around brush that's underwater. You don't know where that stuff is. Nobody knows where that stuff is unless you have a live scope, which is another thing that people really have an advantage with whenever they're fishing for stuff like that. So I'm going out there without any of that stuff, just the navionics and just simple stuff I've learned about fishing over the past month or so. Alright, so I made it to the lake. Tried to keep it as authentic as possible. This lake I actually have no experience with. I've never been here. I've been to a lot of lakes in the area, but this one I haven't. Of course, like I said, I've looked at the underwater mapping. Really nothing else. Like I don't know any like good fishing spots or anything. There's a lot of boats. This is 4th of July weekend, so there's a lot of people out boating and stuff. They kind of come close to the shore over here, but hopefully not too bad. So there's nothing like really significant about this spot. It's just the first place I saw, and it had some rock, which I like kind of fishing around. I'm just using a white jig here with like a 32nd ounce jig head. I'm gonna drop it down and let it sink as close as I can to the bottom, and then I'm gonna pull it in, and you know, hopefully I get some bites along here. There's no really telling. It was a little bit clear, but then the boat started coming and kicking up some sediment, so it's a little bit murkier, which may help me out, maybe not, but from what I've been told, whenever it's like sunny out, we use these wider lures, but in Oklahoma we hardly have any water that's actually clear, so darker is usually the way to go. So we'll actually see how this goes. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and pack up and move to a different spot. I'm not really getting any bites here. Typically you want to be around, especially on hot days, you're going to be somewhere that's really shaded. They don't want to be in the hot waters. So I'm going to go try to find a dock or a shaded cove or something, and hopefully I can get some bites around there. So kind of cool. You definitely don't see many of these things, especially towing stuff, I don't think. I don't know if it's a real one or not, but it looks really clean either way. So I found a dock, as you can see over there, and I'm going to go ahead and try to fish that and hope I get something. Oh my god, I got something. The tiniest little fish. The tiniest little guy. I was really hoping it was a crappie because it was deeper down there, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of those using this stuff. They got hit quick though. Oh my gosh, another super tiny bluegill. They feel a lot bigger, but they're not. I'm at this pond. I've never actually really fished it that much. I fished it maybe once or twice. but I've heard there's crappie in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to catch some since I didn't have any luck at the lake. I didn't really want to go to a pond, it's usually a lot easier, but who knows, I may not even catch any here. Little bass. Well, snap my lure off. Another little bass. Well, first panfish. Wow, that's a big bluegill. Look at him right there. Decent size. Oh my gosh, is that a crappie? It's a crappie! I caught a crappie! I caught a crappie! Woo! He's not a big one, but he's a crappie. Wow, I cannot believe. I didn't think I was gonna get a crappie, but I did. Wow, look at him. A crappie, I cannot believe it. So this is something that I do want to come back to. It was pretty fun. I wish that I would have caught, a decent sized crappie, or, even more would have been cool, but I really, it could have just been the heat, but I do think that they are a bit harder of a fish to catch than a bass, or even like a catfish where you just throw some bait in and wait for it to bite type of deal. You kind of got to finesse this a little bit and know what depth you want to be at. And there's quite a few factors, it seems like. So again, just leave in the comments whatever hobbies you think I should try. I'll get to what ones seem like they'll make an awesome video, and until then, thanks for liking, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.